for attending this week's weekly briefing on Monday. My name is Nick Lucchetti. I'm a meteorologist here at the Raleigh office, and this briefing will cover the period today, November 27th through Sunday, December 3rd. As we what we usually do here is we start off with the upcoming weather pattern for this week. So I'll go ahead and start with that here. All right, so today we had a couple this morning or overnight, some cold fronts move through, and for the rest of today we'll have actually pretty seasonable temperatures in the lower to mid 50s. But as we progress into the middle of the week, Tuesday, Wednesday, this area of high pressure that's currently over the southern plains will migrate over our area, as you can see in this upper right panel. And with that, we'll have much cooler temperatures and dry weather through middle of the week. So for Tuesday and Wednesday, we're looking at highs in the mid to upper 40s and lows overnight in the upper teens to mid 20s. So cold weather is on the way here through the middle of the week, and I'll discuss that, maybe some impacts related to that in a couple slides. But overall, after a seasonable day today, it's going to get quite cold the next 2 days for this time of year. As we progress into the later into the week and into the weekend, this area of high pressure will shift offshore, and with that, we'll start to get more southerly flow. So temperatures will moderate back to near normal by Thursday afternoon into the weekend, into the upper 50s, highs in the upper 50s, the lower 60s by this weekend. And also, as we approach into Friday into Sunday time period, we do have a couple weather systems we're monitoring. So on Friday, we might experience some light rain associated with this system out to our west. And then on Sunday, again, there might be a more southern-based system that we're currently monitoring. So overall, to summarize here, dry conditions with quite cold temperatures are expected through middle of the week, and with some warming likely into the weekend, and perhaps some wetter conditions possible as well. So with those two systems that we're monitoring into the weekend, as of now, the Storm Prediction Center and as well as us are not expecting any kind of severe weather with those systems, but we'll continue to monitor them as we progress through the week. And then also, as you can expect, there's no flash flooding expected in the next several days or into this weekend as of now. So this is the accumulated precipitation forecast for the next 5 days. So this doesn't include that potential Sunday system. But as you can see, we're looking at dry today, dry Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then on Friday, as of now, we're only expecting upwards of 1/10 of an inch across the area. So it looks, the signal right now is for not much rain with that system. But as we, again, progress into Sunday, we'll have to watch that system, but perhaps we could squeeze out a little bit more rain with that. So come back on Thursday and we'll have updated graphics, which will include precipitation forecasted for the Sunday system as well. So kind of switching gears back to those cold temperatures I mentioned on the first slide, I'm going to show you here some probabilities for the minimum temperature, specifically for Tuesday night into Wednesday morning at our 3 climate sites. So in these graphics, we're basically showing the probability of these different temperature thresholds being met. So we have less than 15 degrees, less than 20 degrees, and less than 25 degrees for the minimum temperatures over that time period. And these probabilities, just as a side note, are derived from an ensemble of over 100 weather models. So here we have on the left panel, we have Greensboro, the middle, Raleigh, Durham, and Fayetteville. And on the bottom here, just for your reference, I put the record low for Wednesday morning on that day. So Greensboro was 16 degrees in 1955, Raleigh was 18 degrees same year, and then Fayetteville was 20 degrees. So if we start looking at these bar charts here, we can see that for the probability of the temperature at these 3 sites being less than 25 degrees is very high across these 100 models. So 98% of the models in Greensboro have less than 25 degrees for that morning, for Wednesday morning. Raleigh, 94% of the models have less than 25 degrees. And then Even at Fayetteville, less than 89%. Sorry, 89% have less than 25 degrees Fahrenheit. And then if we drop down a threshold to less than 20 degrees, there's still pretty high percentage probabilities for less than 20 degrees at Greensboro, where we have 74%, and at Raleigh, 79%. And then less so at Fayetteville, but still, close to 40% of these members have, of these models have less than 20 degrees being forecasted in that time period. And then if we drop down to less than 15 degrees, you can see that it's considerably lower. Only 4% of the models have a chance for less than 15 degrees at Greensboro and Raleigh, and no chance at Fayetteville. So this is kind of a cool way to contextualize the chance for, perhaps how low our temperatures could get, but it looks like we're going to be near record lows for Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. So with that, just wanted to highlight that there is a good chance, and very likely, that we'll see a hard freeze in this time period. So that's basically what I'm showing in this graphic here. The entire area is covered with extreme category, which down here you can see is a hard freeze could cause catastrophic damage to unprotected vegetation. But I just wanted to clarify or note here that we don't issue any kind of frost or freeze products at this time, given that the growing season ended a month or so ago. When we won't reissue those until the growing season picks back up in the spring. But it's worth highlighting some other things that we want to make sure everyone's aware of and should think about as well when you get this kind of cold. One, make sure if you have any outdoor pets to bring them inside over the next several nights, including tonight as well. There is a chance for a good chance that especially across the Piedmont, temperatures will dip well below freezing. But so the next several nights, make sure you bring any outdoor pets indoors. Also, we always recommend, if you have any exposed water pipes, to let them drip overnight. That's always a good thing to do. So yeah, those are some other things to consider beyond vegetation, since the growing season is pretty much over at this point. So switching gears from the cold temperatures, one other thing that we potentially are watching today is that for tomorrow afternoon, Tuesday afternoon, it looks like we will see some wind gusts approach 20 to 25 miles per hour at times in the afternoon. And we're also expecting a very dry air to start funneling in, and with that, the relative humidity is going to crash in the afternoon. So when you have those combined conditions of low R8 relative humidity and some gusty conditions, there is a low end chance for some adverse fire weather conditions to develop Tuesday afternoon. And with that, again, we don't have any headlines out for that or any products out related to that as of now. But we always, it's worth mentioning to discourage any outdoor burning in tomorrow afternoon with these high winds and lower humidity levels expected. So this is just kind of a summary slide of those graphical hazards in the next several days, or I guess the next 7 days. You can see again, really the only hazards that we're concerned about potentially is the potential for a hard freeze. Looks very likely this evening, especially Tuesday into Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday into Thursday morning again. And the other concern is the potential for some adverse fire weather conditions tomorrow afternoon. Hey, Robbie, I'm seeing your question. Just want to acknowledge it. I will answer that here in a second once I finish. So just a quickly a look ahead here. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. On the left, we have the temperature outlook, and on the right, we have the precipitation outlook. It looks like the Climate Prediction Center is seeing a signal for these cooler temperatures to continue. They have anywhere from a 40 to 50% chance of below normal temperatures in this time span, and this is from December 4th to December 10th time frame. So it looks like some cooler temperatures and perhaps a slightly above normal chance, so 33 to 40% for above normal precipitation chances in this time period as well, as you can see here on the right panel. So looks like we'll perhaps be cooler than average and perhaps a little bit rainier than average in this time period coming up here. So with that, just a quick summary. Again, we're looking at cold and dry conditions through midweek, and then definitely some warmer temperatures by the weekend, and perhaps some wetter conditions Friday through Sunday. And then particularly with that cold weather, looks like we could have near record lows early Wednesday morning. So with that, again, we'll likely see hard freeze conditions for some of the area tonight, all the area tomorrow night, and then also Wednesday night. So make sure you do those things we mentioned previously in the presentation. And then lastly, looks like we could see some adverse fire weather conditions tomorrow afternoon. So outdoor burning is discouraged. And at the bottom here, we just have like the Raleigh area's 7-day forecast, just to basically capture everything I just said. So with that, I can take any questions, and thank you for listening.